Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today we are continuing on, that word nearly got stuck, with my eyeshadow palette inventory series. And this will be, is this the last of my inventory series? I do believe it is. And what a better way to finish than with eyeshadows. We have got 16 to 45 pan palettes in this part. So I will do a very last inventory video that'll just be numbers. So just discussing how numbers went up or down as the year went on, etc. So let me get started with my 16 pan palette. Excuse me while I try to fix myself. I'm very blushy, but sure, look, it's fine. Another day I'll put on blush and I look in the mirror and I think, oh yeah, that's enough blush. And then I'll go on camera and go, I look like I am from the 12th century and have the consumption. So there you go. First up is the Beautybay Rich palette. I bought this. If you're just going to go, Ruth, you're an idiot, and you'll be probably right. No, not probably, you are right. I bought this because I had decluttered all my Beautybay palettes because a lot of them are very colourful. And I only wanted to keep the colourful palettes that I truly knew I would use and just love the formula of. And while I do like Beautybay, there's an awful lot of blues and I'm not a big fan of blue. I have very little blue now left in my collection. But I still wanted the Beautybay formula because I do enjoy it immensely. I think it's a fantastic formula and a fantastic price tag. So I got this one to try and, you know, have a neutral one. And it's kind of like and it is neutral-ish, but berry tones and stuff like that. It's very pretty and I enjoy it immensely. You have some basic shimmers, you have some intense shimmers, you have some toppers, and you have lovely mattes. Their matte formula blends out beautifully. Their shimmer formula, I'm sure all of you know, is just stellar. So I'm glad I bought it, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Next up is the Odins Eye and Angelica Nyquist Hella palette. The packaging, this one and the next one. I'll just give you a quick little peek at the next one. Packaging on both of those are just unreal, beautiful. I'm going to anger a lot of people when I say I don't love this formula. I'm not in love with the Odins Eye formula. Same as I said in the last one with the Nomad, I know it's a fan favourite, but just doesn't work for me. I've had one other Odins Eye palette, I think, and it was fine. But yeah, it's fine. It's grand. You know, the colour story, it's not bad. You know, I can make it work. I don't know. I just don't love this palette as much as everybody else, and I know that is tantamount to sacrilege in the beauty community. Sorry, Ted. Sorry, Danny. I'm sorry everyone loves it. But I will not be getting rid of it because the packaging is just stunning. And look, come here to me. Come up to Paddy's Day. I mean, come on now. We'll have the best of times. Next up is the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. I love Greek mythology, and this was just Greek mythology, Celtic mythology, even a bit of Roman mythology. I'm not as big a fan of the Roman mythology, but Greek and Celtic I adore. So the packaging on this really got me. And the colour story as well, I thought, yeah, that's something I can get behind. Again, with berries and greens, I mean, two colour stories that I really enjoy. My problem with this is the depth of it. It's a bit too dark for me. As I said in my last video, I like a lighter lid shade specifically, and there's very little light. I mean, that's the lightest, and that's not that light to me. Like, you couldn't use it as an inner corner highlight or anything like that. I couldn't anyway. Look at, Jesus, plenty of people could, but it just, for me, and my skin tone, and you know, that's who I'm buying for. You think I'd know by now, 44 years of age, you think she'd know what suits her and what doesn't, and yet she's still gullible enough to buy these things. But yeah, look, it's a pretty palette. The formula is just okay to me. It's not anything that is, you know, amazing. But the colour story and the artwork in particular got me. Now, they did do another one. I can't remember what it was called. It was a blue kind of packaging. I didn't go for that because it's blue, you know, and I'm not a fan of blue. They haven't done anything since, and I'm wondering, are they still Are they okay? I know they're a small little company. I believe they're a UK company, to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, it's pretty. Next up are my 18 pan palettes. So the first one is, well, let's talk about this one first. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette from Huda Beauty. One of my favorites in my collection. I really do love this palette. I got it for half price in TK Maxx, and I'm delighted that I did, because I do enjoy it very much so. We've got some pans going on in here. The blues I could do without, but the rest of them are very, very beautiful. Actually, this one I'm not mad keen. I know some people love that one, but I'm not mad keen on it. But the golds and the rosy golds and the, you know, they're lovely. They're very beautiful. And the mattes are very, very nice as well. So I do enjoy this palette. So many people loved the Rose Quartz palette, and I was very tempted. But I felt like there was a little bit of similarity in shades between Mercury Retrograde and Rose Quartz. Plus, I never saw Rose Quartz go on sale. So when I made my alter ego order, I decided to opt for the Coastal palette as well, to try and, you know, satisfy that want of the Rose Quartz palette. So I haven't used this yet. But again, there's blues in here. Now there's some purples. Well, they're kind of jewels. All right, okay. See, I haven't really even, I just realized now that this color here flashes pink. You probably can't, yeah, you can't see it. And this one here goes from like a goldy brownie to a purple, or kind of more, what are you? You go flash purple, definitely. From a kind of a navy to a purple. Interesting. So yeah, I'll get this out in the springtime, I think, and have a bit of a play with it. I think I did one look with it and it was quite nice. But yeah, it has definitely stopped me wanting the Rose Quartz palette, and that's good. So those are my two 18 pan palettes. Next is the only 20 pan palette I have, and this is from Cosmic Brushes, another brand that I was incredibly curious about, and it is the Muse palette. And this had been sold out, and she put up a post on Instagram saying that a box that had went missing had turned up. The delivery agent delivered it, and she said, look, we have a box left if anyone, you know, now's the time. So, you know, Ruth, of course, being the sucker that she is, went, oh my god, please let me have one, and I bought it. But you know what, Cosmic Brushes aren't that expensive, which I was happy about, and they're only across the water, and it's a pretty palette. It's a very pretty palette. Again, we've got some duochromes, we've got some nice shimmers, we've got some lovely mattes. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy colour story, which I can struggle with sometimes. But what I found, if you are someone like me who struggles, like I love, you'll see my Blend Bunny one coming up, I adore the structure of the colour. It's just the way I am. And I know some people absolutely loved the one that came out. I can't remember what it was called. That was all higgledy-piggledy, as I said. And I was like, oh, no, I love you with the lovely little rose. But, you know. What I find with something like this is if I choose, okay, what colour look do I want to do today? What do I want to be the dominant colour? So say I want it to be teal. Well, then I'll start with the colour and work out from there to, you know, find other colours that go with it that I enjoy using together, etc. So that kind of helps me a little bit. But it is beautiful, very nice formula, I have to say. I really do like it. And haven't tried the purple on my eye yet to see, because you know purples can be hit and miss. But it is very pretty. There we go. Very nice. Now, it's not nowhere near like Laminatrix or anything like that, but it is very nice. It's a very nice formula, and it is a good price point in my opinion. Cosmic Brushes is. Let me just get some of that off. Just glitter everywhere. But yeah, I'm glad I've tried the formula, but no more. Fine. Are you 28 or 20? Oh, who cares? 26, I think. This is the Be Perfect Carnival All Stars palette. And when I decluttered my big Be Perfect Carnival palette, I had bought this actually for somebody else as a gift, but when it came, the mirror was shattered and I didn't feel comfortable passing it on to anyone else then after that. You know, it was just like, oh, just in case. And look, it wasn't shattered. It was broken, but no pieces had fallen out. But I was still nervous. And of course, it had the plastic thing over it. You know, I'm fine with using it myself, but I wouldn't have... Oh, light, you should have loads of life left in you. It's very rude of it. Blender, we'll be fine. So yeah, I just put the plastic thing on there just to keep me going. But this is what it looks like on the inside. We have more than enough colour there. Loads of mattes, beautiful grungy greens, lovely kind of warm goodness. The blue roll, again, I could do without, but still I like that kind of colour in the summertime. I love kind of that aqua Tiffany blue, and then some beautiful purples, and their shimmers are always like just top notch, and I have I am a big fan of the brand, I have to say. And they can have some phenomenal sales. Yeah, really, really pretty. Kind of like the Glam Light formula a little bit, I find. A little bit. But yeah, I feel like that'll more than satisfy my soul. And that's why I decluttered the bigger one, because I said, right, well, I have this now. It's going into my collection. I'm not going to give it to anyone else, so I can let the other one go. And I did. I have colour everywhere. Not a bad thing, but don't want to get it on the next one. So the next one is the last Alter Ego palette that I purchased, and it was the main reason why I made the order, and it is the Artemis palette. I have always wanted and lusted after the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona. It was never going to be in my budget ever. So I purchased this for that colour story, and then once I actually got it, I went, Ruth, how many times do you have to say to yourself that dark palettes, predominantly darker palettes with very few light shades in it, are not for you? Can you imagine if I had went ahead and bought the Metropolis, got it home and realised, you feckin' idiot, you don't even wear a lot of those colours. But it just for some reason spoke to me for years. I'm so glad that's the one I bought, not the Metropolis. Can you imagine? Because we can't return here, guys. No return of makeup here, no matter what's wrong with it. On to my, are you in my 30s? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Counting with Ruth. Always a fun time. Look at it. It's non-stop crack over here, lads. Non-stop. If you haven't hit subscribe, now's the time. It's all this all the time. Sample Beauty, the Equalizer palette, volume 2. I've never seen volume 1. Don't know what it looks like. But this is beautiful. Oh, love it. Colour story, divine. Formula, stupendous. Stupendous. I love eyeshadows. They're so creamy, they're so beautiful, I just love them. I want to eat them. I want to put them in my belly. I don't know why, but it's how I feel, okay? Oh my God, everywhere. Ah. Oh no. See, this is the problem.